Okay, so me and my partner and I believe that zoos should stop displaying animals for live entertainment. Ian before us said that. I would like to point out that Ian did not point out all of our points that we should stop displaying animals because of their diseases or why zoos are not educational or why we should ban zoos overall in general. For my first point, I would like to point out how Ian said why zoos are not educational. The negative points pointed out that zoos help children by 9%. But I have a claim by an article journal on by conservation biology that only 38% of children were able to demonstrate positive learning outcomes, and in comparison, only 62 were deemed to show no charge in learning worse or experience or negative learning during their zoo trip. So while kids are at the zoo, they are not learning anything, and they're just looking at, like we pointed out, they're just looking and displaying animals for their pictures, or just to look at them. I also have a claim by Eric Jensen, who is in the Department of Sociology at the University of Warwick, saying for his article journal by evaluating children conservation biology learning at the zoo, saying my results indicated that pupils visiting the zoo were significantly more likely for positive conservation biology learning impacts when they attended an education officer than led by their unguided teachers. And where do most children do when they go to the zoo? They are guided by their teachers, not somebody that has a tour guide. So, now back to our first claim, that we should stop displaying zoos because of lyme rotated for more diseases. The affirmative only pointed out that about zoonosis, but what about other diseases? We also have zoonotic diseases where children from zoonotic diseases, excuse me, and I have a claim for it. By the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, so actually the National Association, that's saying zoonotic diseases are infection diseases that can be transmitted from wild or domestic animals to humans, or from humans to wild and domestic animals. So, how many petting zoos do you know out there that children do? Or they pet goats? What else? Llamas? There's a whole bunch of everything else. Sorry. Also, let's talk about how zoos also. The negatives claim that zoos help actually animals over when they're captive, when they live in a longer span. But I have a claim that's saying, sorry, this is kind of hard. I have a claim that's talking about how zoos actually, kill live animals and display for educational purposes, even though these animals are healthy and they're living well. Okay, so by Mark Buff, Professor of Ecology and Evaluating Biology at the University of Colorado Boulder, he states why some workers at the zoo or elsewhere said the giraffe had been killed because it did not fit the zoo's breeding program, and also therefore it couldn't be used as a breeding machine. So they used them to kill for educational purposes in front of 300 to 400 children. So if these zoos are supposed to help animals live longer when they're captive, then why are we killing them while they're perfectly alive and well, just because they don't fit? Or you can't make babies anymore? What is this, 1900s? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, and that's all I have to say. Sorry. I can't do it.
So, a lot of the graphic